Hey, it's Pastor Dan from Dexter Gospel Church with another Proverbs Practical. Thanks for watching. Today's verse points out a key characteristic of the strange woman of Proverbs. We're in Proverbs 2, verse 17. It says, which forsakes the guide of her youth and forgets the covenant of her God. So wisdom here is helping protect the young man from making major mistakes with his life. One of those mistakes would be a relationship with the strange woman. This is someone who flatters and seduces. She's the opposite of the virtuous woman and of wisdom. And this verse gives us a tidbit about her past and therefore her nature. When it speaks of the guide of her youth, while this might speak of someone like her parents, someone who from her childhood educated her, the word is elsewhere translated friend or a companion. It seems likely that it's talking about a spouse that she married when she was young. And a similar expression is used between God and Israel. So this is likely talking about a woman who was married, but is now forsaking her husband and pursuing some young man. When you are that young man, that might seem flattering and exciting and complimentary to be so pursued. But that pursuit does not end well for the young man. When it talks about the covenant to her God, many commentators believe that it refers to her marriage. They see marriage as a covenant, and in Israel especially, God was its witness. So it became a covenant associated with God himself. When she goes and pursues another, she forgets that God was witness to the covenant of her marriage. But I have to wonder if this is broader even than that. In Israel, they had not just a covenant that God witnessed when they got married, they had a covenant with God himself, a covenant that was expressed in the Old Testament law. Now, of course, adultery, violating the covenant of marriage, was definitely against that law of God right there in the Ten Commandments, and thus it broke the covenant with God as well as the covenant with her husband. But this woman may be turning entirely from the law, not just that one piece. Well, she may have rationalized this and justified it. She may say that her husband is old, or that he doesn't pay enough attention to her, or that she doesn't love him anymore. And she does love this new young man. Her husband doesn't make her happy, and this young man does. But none of that justifies the young man committing adultery with her. The reality is that if she is unfaithful to her husband, she is an unfaithful person. Going to her, joining himself to her, linking their destinies, participating in that unfaithfulness would be a tragic mistake. Expecting faithfulness from an unfaithful person is like expecting compassion from a viper. It's not really part of their nature. Pity her, perhaps, for whatever may have driven her to this course. Call her to repentance and restoration, but do not join her in her unfaithfulness. And of course, this applies to more than just young men with older women. It's just that a young man is the recipient, the original recipient of these words in the book of Proverbs. There's a warning to all of us about letting the flattery of the unfaithful cause us to join our destiny to theirs, and thus become unfaithful ourselves, violating the commands of God and reaping the harvest of unfaithfulness. I hope this video is a help to you. If so, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more comments on the Scriptures. Until next time, I hope you stay well and live faithfully.